So today I'm going to head out on an overnight hiking trip on the northern end of the San Rafael Swell. I'm going to ride my e-bike around and down the Bughorn draw. Then I'm going to hike from the eastern end of the Little Grand Canyon all the way to the west end where I'm parked right here. And we'll see how it goes. Maybe I can work in a little side trip to do a summit. But before I go, I'll just go over what I'm going to pack in for gear on this trip. So I've got a Katadyn Hiker Pro water filter, an Optimus Players stove. I've had this for many years. It's a really good stove. I burn the Coleman white gas in there, but it's also compatible with a number of other fuels. Just have to be careful not to lose this piece. Sometimes it falls off inside my pack, and without that, I'm out of business. It also folds down to just pack a little smaller. Battery bank, keep my phone charged up, and I recently upgraded to this Phoenix HM71R headlamp. It's super bright, 2700 lumens, but can also dial it down a lot, so the max battery life is around 400 hours, which is incredible. So if I'm headed out on a multi-day trip, I really don't have to worry about it dying. Then MSR titanium pot, super lightweight. Garmin InReach Mini satellite messenger, then a Thermarest air pad. It's 4-season, really warm, and there's also an air pillow tucked in that bag as well. The nights have been pretty cold around here lately, and I've got 2 sleeping bags. One is a 3-season, and this is my winter bag rated to minus 30 Celsius. It's a little extra heft to carry, but I think I'm going to bring this one just to play it safe and make sure that Rocco and myself stay cozy tonight. This is the same bag that I brought with me on the overnight on the side of a mountain. It's super warm. It's got a windproof fabric on there, and I'm not going to bother bringing a tent with me on this. I don't think it's needed this time of year. There's no creepy crawlies to worry about, and there's no rain or snow in the forecast right now, so I should be fine. And away we go on another adventure. Should take a little more than an hour to reach the bottom of the Bughorn draw where I'll start to hike. Wish I could have hit my van a little bit better. It's sitting right out in the open, but I parked here yesterday afternoon and nobody came down this road, so should be fine for a day or two. I think there's nothing to be concerned about out here. It's really secluded. I dropped all the way down inside the swell now. I just crossed over the San Rafael River and I'll be at the trailhead shortly. But I haven't seen anyone down here. It's really cold. There's just this frigid air mass hanging over the area right now. Alright, so now all I have to do is walk the length of the Little Grand Canyon back to the van. There's a very short window in the summer when the San Rafael River's at peak flow and you can actually float down it. Be a lot of fun to come back for. And even though San Rafael River is right there, last resort that I try to drink from it, I think it's very heavily saturated in cow poop and farm runoff. Even filtered and boiled, no thanks. So fingers crossed I can find better sources to drink from. This is the cane wash. It goes to the south. I'm not going this way, but there are some pictographs just up here to look at. Sometimes in modern culture, it feels like everything is a big competition. You gotta have these huge accomplishments to prove yourself, one-up each other, travel the world, accumulate possessions. Just makes me feel content that someone lived their whole life right here and all they left behind was a handprint. Hello, goodbye. I had a good one. All right, let's continue on up the San Rafael. I'm 8.5 kilometers into this now, and I've climbed about 100 meters. You can kind of gauge how far I am into this trip by how high the cliff walls are. I'm just like slowly climbing my way back to the top of them where my van is parked. The sun is setting. I'm plunged into the cold shade for the rest of the day. My next stop is a virgin spring canyon. hoping I can find some good clean water there, but this whole area is open range for cattle. The trip report that I read on this suggested that you carry enough water to get all the way through it. I decided to carry just barely enough so that I'd be able to reach the Vance more if I wanted to, but if I can find some water tonight, then I can extend this trip and explore off in another direction. I don't even know what to say about that. The artwork on those pictographs was spectacular. We're not talking hundreds of years old, those are thousands of years old. So I'm gonna go up here and see if I can hopefully find some water. Bibimbap tonight. Spicy Korean style mixed rice with carrots, zucchini, mushrooms, and sesame. It's alright, it's got lots of flavor. It's really spicy. It's not my favorite though. I'm not sure if I would buy this one again. I really like the chicken pad thai one's the best. And I'm thinking I'm going to set out my air pad straight across this rock, sleep out in the open tonight. There's a little cave over there with some shelter if I need it. But I don't like the looks of all these rocks that have fallen down. I don't want to get crushed in my sleep. Well, that last set of pictographs successfully put the fear in me. What if these elongated insect people were actually a real thing that existed in this area at one time? Sleep tight, eh? Someone has a fire ring set up right there. I wish I would have thought to pack in my silky saw. There's a good amount of firewood here I could have gathered. This is a good flowing spring water. You can see how there's a trickle coming off it on this side, just flowing down. I left most of my gear back there where I slept, and I'm going to continue hiking up this canyon. Yeah, it's a long night when you crawl in your sleeping bag at 6:30. And I don't know what's worse, trying to sleep in bear territory or trying to sleep when there's all these insect people and aliens lurking about in the shadows and you're on like ancient sacred grounds. Yeah, I'll go up here, see if I can get a summit on No Man's Mountain this morning. This bighorn sheep is all riled up and it's like following me and trying to get down here. I'm not sure what to do right now. It's not too happy with me being here right now. Hey! Come on, Rocco. Well, this hike is taking an unexpected turn. 1 second, it was up on top of this cliffs. Next thing I know, it was right behind me and chased me up on this ledge. Like, I can't outrun it. I can't outclimb it. If it tries to headbutt me, it's going to hurt a little bit. I have no way to defend myself against something like that right now. I've never heard of a bighorn sheep being a threat to human, but the way it's acting, it reminds me of like a bull moose. And I know those are incredibly dangerous. Like, you don't want to tussle with that. But forget the summit. I just want to get out of here. It's just lurking around down there, and that's my exit point, so I'm just figuring out what to do. I could see it turned around and went back where it came from, so I'm making my quick escape on out of here. Somehow, lucky me, I had 1 bar of cell service up on that ledge, so texted my good friend Louie with my coordinates and explained what was happening. She filled me in on the details that during rutting season they can be very aggressive. There's a few cases of them attacking humans, but I mean, I'm not going to risk it. We can get that summit another time. Yeah, you're not supposed to make eye contact and just like move away slowly. This place is dangerous, I tell you what. I'm either gonna get abducted by aliens or hashtag me too'd by a bighorn sheep. But I think it's gone. I think I'm safe and sound now. I'm almost back to my my gear, and since I bailed on that idea, should be able to reach the van tonight. So it turns out the route heading west along the San Rafael gets kind of tricky from here. I think what I have to do is go back up all the way around through there. I can't just go down to the river, it's all cliffed out. So up we go again. I hope this is the right choice. This is a fairly significant detour to take. If this doesn't work, then definitely not making it back to the van tonight. Maybe I should have just thrown on my sandals and tried to ford the river. Would have been much simpler than this. Yeah, there's some cairns and a footpath over here. This has to be the way to get past this part. So far I haven't needed to ford the river once. Makes my life easier. Hope it stays that way. The trail's getting harder to follow on this side, but I can still see some footprints over here. My luck has run out. There's no avoiding it. I have to cross the river here. The ice is only about 1 inch thick, so I can't just slide my way across it. I have to do the polar plunge. Not sure how many more times I'm gonna have to do this. At least once, because my van is on that side of the river. No way through there. Back through the river I go. I made it back. I survived another one. It's always great to get out there deep into the Utah backcountry. It's just so beautiful and unique. It's unbelievable. But the last half of the route was more rugged, harder to follow, and I had to ford the icy San Rafael River many times, so it's nice to be back in the van. I can thaw myself out. But what I learned on this trip is that I'm probably always going to pack in my bear spray. No matter what, if some random animal is just going to charge at me, I want to have at least some level of self-defense against it. That was absolutely the last thing I expected to happen on this trip, and a bighorn sheep could do a lot of damage if it wanted to. But yeah, I'm exhausted. I'm going to get some rest here, and yeah, thanks for watching and coming along on this adventure, and I'll see you in the next one. Hope everyone is doing good, and I'll see you soon.